Today we're diving into the world of Nollywood, the storytelling, the magic, the growth, and the chaos behind the scenes, from blockbuster cinema releases to the rise of young directors, from set professionalism to the new wave of critics shaping opinions online. Nollywood is evolving fast, but with that growth comes tension, pressure, and the clash between creativity and conduct. Joining me today is someone who has been watching, analyzing, and documenting this industry closely, journalist, movie critic, and culture commentator Dami Dawson, and the very opinionated casting director and film producer Heaven Obule. Now we'll be unpacking the state of Nollywood today, its wins, its misses, and of course the recent onset clash between actors Taye Arimoro and Peggy Overe. Now, what happened, what it says about Nollywood's work culture, and what needs to change. Welcome to Jay on Air. Dami and Heavens, thank you guys for being here on the show with me. I'm so glad you're joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Both of you are very opinionated, about things happening in Nollywood. So I'm just gonna go straight into how would you rate Nollywood this year, 2025? How do you think Nollywood has done this year, production-wise, the releases, YouTube, Netflix, Prime, cinema? How do you think Nollywood has done so far?
Okay. No, start with Dami. So I think Nollywood has done well.
Okay.
I think this is a big improvement from last year.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Really.
That's all you can say?
Yeah.
Are there certain people that you think really put in a lot of work this year? Were there any standout releases for you? Because I know you did a lot of reviews of the movies.
I mean, still the same old people, and same old people not willing to grow in terms of craft and just, doing the same mediocre slapstick stuff. So, which is why I said I was going to stop there because same old, really.
If you leave Dami, you drag our edges.
I didn't bring you to stop there. I want you to go on. But yeah, Heavens, how about you? How would you say Nollywood has fared in 2025?
I think that there has been an improvement. It might be very minute, but we are growing. We are growing. For actors, I think Uzo Arukwe is someone that he has stretched more this year. As per actors, then for production, I think that we're having, at least this year, we saw Tikam. We saw To Kill a Monkey that was really great in terms of quality and production value. So I think that is an improvement. We are growing.
We're growing. So I like that you mentioned Uzo Arukwe. Are there other actors, directors, producers who you think that even if it's just small growth, that definitely added a bit of color, to Nollywood this year?
So my direction is different because I watch films differently. So when you say growth, I would say that there are certain people that have been doing stuff for the longest, and they're still doing stuff, and they deserve the projection. In terms of growth, I would say the same people, we're just recycling the same people in terms of growth, like in terms of movies going to the cinemas or to streaming platforms, and the guys were making the stuff. But in terms of films that speaks to me, films that cover the elements of filmmaking and films that actually make a lot of sense, I would say still the same set of people who are doing it, and you're not the popular faces that you know or the names that you know, right? So
can we spotlight them?
I mean, so one person is Okechukwu. He did Blackout. Blackout had Blossom, Chukwujeku. It had Dita Agu, and amazing stuff. But films like that don't get the projection because they're not done by the popular names that you know.
Sadly.
So I mean, there's him. There's a number of people that I could call. But then I really just want to talk about the ones who are doing slapstick stuff, because I feel like while it's okay for us to highlight or project the ones who are doing good stuff, we need to sort of create a balance, and it cuts across the actors, the directors, also the distributors, and who I sort of call the gatekeepers. They're the ones that determine your films go to the cinemas or to streamers. So my message mostly is to them and not even the actors making films.
All right, we'll come back to that message because I definitely want you to expand on that. Hey guys, I know you're enjoying the Nollywood conversation. Just to let you know that we're now taking partnerships and sponsorships. So if you're out there, you want to be on this platform, on radio and on YouTube, all you need to do is send an email to jayonAirBusiness@gmail.com. Side by side, some of the biggest names in entertainment, in politics, some of the biggest opinion leaders. You understand, your brand will not be a small brand. So please send an email today to jayonAirBusiness@gmail.com. Let's get back into the conversation with Heavens and Dami. I mean, Evans, you did mention Uzo. So aside Uzo, who are those that, directors, actors, even casting directors as well, that have, done a fantastic job or have shown a level of growth in 2025?
Osas,
for
actors. I think for
Osas Ighodaro.
Osas Ighodaro. Then for directors, I would say Kayode Kasum. Then I'm very excited to watch this Color of Fire by Nee. So yeah.
Fingers crossed on that one.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yes.
I mean, we have some other movies coming out this end of this year. That one you mentioned by Nia Kimolayo. I think Osas is starring in that, and also I think she's part of the production team as well. But we also know that Behind the Scenes for Akindele is coming. I think Obasabi Auntie is coming as well.
Yeah, by Toyin.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the dates. What are your thoughts on those productions?
Jay, should we go there?
I mean, this is the reason I brought you people to go there.
Should we go there?
Are you excited to see these movies, in cinema?
I'm not excited.
I'm not.
There's a thin line here. I don't want it to seem like, oh, there's just a lot of hate on these people. I'm talking about the ones who are established, the Funkes, the Tony's, So I've come to not have expectations from Nollywood for so many reasons, right? If these names I mentioned will still be the same people, at the forefront of stuff in Nollywood, and the younger ones, the new ones, don't have the chance, right? There's nothing to expect because it's still same slapstick stuff, right? And it's not their fault. I would say to a great extent that they've come to understand that that's what the audience wants to watch. And I think it's a problem because it's not the audience's fault, it's the distributors' fault, the cinemas. They've forced the audiences to see slapstick stuff. And I sometimes I go out and I have conversations and it'd be like, that's what the audience wants to see. I feel like I used to give this example. We sat down to watch Kemi Adetiba Asking Your Boys for 3 hours. Before then, it's never been done before in Nollywood. We were happy to watch it. At the time, it did some good amount of money in the cinemas. That's to show you that the audience would love what you want to give them. But if you decide to give them slapstick stuff, like what, these names I mentioned do, it's not going to work because it seems like because then the new guys coming, you're telling them that you can actually do a film that is speaking to a particular issue or that's impactful. You want to do stuff, it has to be comedy. You have to, add some people in it. So you just buff it up a bit, bring the skip makers in there. Do this, do that. And filmmaking is good, but filmmaking is also you telling a story and trying to impact lives, right? Now, when I see directors, producers, and the likes, I ask them questions. Why do you make films? Very important. Now, if I know why you make films, then I wouldn't even talk to you again. Because it's easier for me to know that you're making films to make money. You're making films to just be popular, or you're making films to be impactful. That's the difference between Nollywood and Hollywood and the other woods, They sort of have some level of storytelling in their film. We have good actors. We have some good directors. We have some good producers. What we don't have is someone that can tell stories, right? We have great stories, but we don't tell it well. Right, but we've settled. So it's a bit of us being lazy and laid back. We don't want to stress ourselves to do stuff that people would watch and would, relate with. We want to do stuff that you just watch and you laugh and, it's what it is, I guess. Yeah.
But I mean, from the trailer, we know that Everybody Loves Jennifer dropped last year.
Right.
This year is Behind the Scenes, and then I watched the trailer, and the trailer is quite different from what she has done in the past. So don't you think that maybe it could come out different from what you think is going to look like? I mean, let's not forget that it's a different set of actors. Scarlett Gomez, who is fantastic, is the lead actress in this one. Funke is not even the lead in this movie, and we have other fantastic actors here. Don't you think that this could be something a bit different from what we know from her?
So first, I would see the films because I go to the cinemas and I pay money to see films, which I tell people is the only base I have to talk about your film. I don't have to be even a film critic to talk about your film. If I spend $7.5 to watch a film,
then you can.
And I will talk about your film. Yeah. You don't. So, but so the thing is, like I said, I'm not expectant, but I would go there with all with a good mind, right?
Neutral mind.
Yeah, to just watch. I thought that she did amazingly well with the one before Everybody Loves Jennifer.
A Tribe Called Judah.
The Tribe Called Judah.
Yeah,
I thought it was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that from A Tribe Called Judah to Everybody Loves Jennifer felt like a deep.
I concur.
In terms of story and in terms of weight, I just felt it felt like a deep. So this could be Behind the Scenes could be a lift from Everybody Loves Jennifer.
But again, Everybody Loves Jennifer ended up making more money than.
I don't think we should go into that conversation.
You don't. Why don't you think we should go into that conversation? Because again, it's a game of numbers. It's a game of money.
I don't believe the numbers.
You don't believe the numbers.
I don't believe the numbers.
Heavens, do you believe the numbers that you hear?
At first I do, but later on I'm like.
Why don't you believe the numbers? Tickets are more expensive. People are actually going to see the movies, don't you think?
So the reason why I can believe the numbers because of the abroad releases.
Okay.
So because I'm like, okay, yes, we go to the UK, we go to this, the numbers, the exchange rates. But if just based on just Nigeria alone and the amount of cinemas we have, if we sit down and do the maths, for it to make so amount of millions or billions from just Nigeria, we need to have X amount of people to watch this film. So if that is not mathing, where is the money? But if we are saying that, okay, we have releases abroad and we are seeing screens are being sold out, then yes, it can be realistic.
What do you think the issue is? Because one thing that Dami said that, a lot of people keep on talking about is that we have the same faces, and not just for actors, for directors, for producers. What do you think the issue is? Because again, you did mention that opportunity has to be given to people to come up, but again, these people, when you hear a story of someone like Sefunke Akindele, she has had a lot of highs and lows. She blew up and then couldn't get roles. And when somebody attains this kind of level from a lot of hard work, it's not something that they can just say, let me step down or move aside. It's just the way the industry is wired. So what do you think the issue is? How can we get newer faces? I'm glad to see Scarlett Gomez in this.
Same here.
Because I think that, she's been acting for a minute, but she's not someone that I don't think she's mainstream like that. I think Wura really brought her out.
Yes,
so I'm glad to see her here. So I think that's definitely interesting to see. But what do you think the issue is? Why do you think we keep, having the same faces, same people, same kind of stories, all of that?
You wanna go?
So I think that I say this to actors a lot, that it's not easy for a fellow producer to carry their money and put you in a film and make you lead and blow you. It's not like it's very hard. And for our faces now, if you look at it, these guys have put in years of consistency. Our Genevieve, our Motola, our Funke, they have been doing this same back to back, taking peanuts. Like they will not collect money, they want to just go and ask for the passion. But now everybody I don't hear. Like actors now are doing it for the money. So to find a producer that wants to break even, because right now you take a film to go and sell, to go and distribute, they're asking you, what are the people here? I don't know, heavens, who be this that is the lead character? Who is this person that is here? I don't. They won't sell. So producers are skeptical to take risk with new actors, with new faces for leading roles. That's why we have platforms like Netflix, like Amazon, that can take risks. Because we saw that from Far From Home, that they did that with Michael Folari, and he's a breakout star. But that's one in every million. So I say that, so actors that want to break in and go and find money, do your film, put yourself as lead, go and find other actors that are known. Shock it. That's like the way I see it, because it takes years of continually doing the work for you to become a household name. And if you're not ready to be patient and say, okay, yes, I'm going to continue doing this, I'm going to just continue pushing, one day one producer go, you see me, use me as leading man or leading woman in a film.
Dami, what do you say to that?
I think the problem is I'll still go back to the distributors, the gatekeepers. The truth is, we're tired of seeing some faces. Nollywood, the kind of industry Nollywood is, even as an actor, you don't stretch yourself, right? Nollywood don't help you become the best actor you can be. What Nollywood does for you is to give you the same roles over and over and over again. Then you become stereotyped or typecasted, and you keep acting the same thing. And for me, that's not acting, which is why there are some certain persons in Nollywood that, if I could tell you my top 3 actors or actresses, they're not your regular actors. I've seen them do a number of stuff, and I've seen range. Now, the guys that a lot of people will finally say, oh, it's my best actor, this, that, they don't count for me, because they're doing the same thing in every film. And I'm watching 10 films, I'm seeing the same person. I'm not seeing different characters. You know what I'm saying? So what we need to do is we need to give the young people a chance. The truth is, even Netflix now, I think I put in a post recently, Netflix now will take films that did well in the cinemas. That's the direction for 2026.
Say that again, Netflix.
They're taking films that did well in the cinemas.
In terms of money?
In terms of money.
Money,
yeah,
okay.
Box office.
Okay.
They're taking and that's the direction.
So you have to go to cinema first.
You have to go to cinema.
Have good,
you have to have good numbers before you get to Netflix. So it has changed. The direction before, taking films that don't have popular faces, but we cost it. We made Netflix see that narrative, right? We pushed a lot of popular faces and we forgot the younger ones. Let's juxtapose to Hollywood. You see what they do. You see a lot of new faces, and you see them for the first time. You see in films, and you see how they blow up. It is possible. We just are taking the lazy route. That's what I'll say. It is possible. You're watching Stranger Things, right? From season 1 to season 5 now. You've seen the guys grow. We can do that in Nollywood. We used to have child actors in Nollywood, right? The Regina, the Destiny, the Williams, all of them. Now, what happened to them? We don't have that. We don't have that process in Nollywood where we see someone from young grow. I'm looking at the likes of Darasimi, the young actor. I'm looking at this other guy. There are a lot of them. But now the question is, what's the plan for them going forward? And it's a Nigerian problem. You go to Big Brother's house, some persons make it, the other persons are just left on the road. Then we start thinking, when did the light go off? You go for music competition, so it shows, everybody goes to the house. We don't have a follow-up process in Nollywood, and that's the problem. So if I keep seeing Timini in the same films or Uzo in the same films, I keep seeing the same set of people in the same films, it makes me feel like no matter how big we are as an industry, maybe in terms of churning out stuff, because that's what they say we're big at, churning out stuff, right? But in terms of quality, we don't have it.
So we still have that problem of quality and quantity that is more of just churning out a lot of movies again and again and again.
That's why we're the third largest film industry in the world. Nothing else. Take that out. And majority of those films come from the East, the Enugus and the likes. That's what even. So if you're talking about the real Nollywood, or why Nollywood is on the map, go to Enugu, go to Asaba. They are the ones putting Nollywood on the map. Not exactly Lagos, right? But Lagos is doing good stuff. What Lagos is doing better quality than those guys. But on the global stage, Lagos is not doing quality. Lagos is just doing, let's just keep the industry going. Let's just keep filming.
I like that you did mention Asaba, and people call it Asaba Wood. Right.
There's a hood there,
do you think that they are being sidelined in the conversation? Because I did remember, I think it was last year's AMVCA nominations, right? And then one of the issues I saw that people had was that did they not see any actors on YouTube? They mentioned YouTube, and they did not see any actors from that side, Asaba, even from the north. But it was really Asaba that people were complaining about, that they did think that there were some great movies there, but Lagos just has this
monopoly.
What's the word I'm looking for? Has this main character syndrome, and people feel like, is this movies made in this side, so to speak, that should get nominated? What do you say to that?
I don't want to go to the AMVCA because that's another disaster on its own, right? Wow. So I don't think the AMVCA's do justice to Nollywood. I think I think the problem or the challenges we're having with Nollywood, AMVCA has played a major part in it.
Really?
Oh yeah. AMVCA is like the Oscars. I mean, it used to be AMAs, but since the founder died, I think it took like a different route. And the other, it's just like, it's a vision. So the visionary is dead, and the other persons don't exactly see what she was saying, right? So AMAs used to be the thing, but AMVCA is the thing now. AMVCA started as a Viewer's Choice Award, but now it's grown to become one of the biggest awards in Africa for film. Yeah. What it means is they should grow with the time, but they failed to grow with the time. I remember when at a point you had to vote for the best actor, right? So we made some noise, we talked on social media, some persons talked, and they had a jury-based thing happening, right? Where the jury had to. But then I'll tell you something that happened last year, which I keep talking about, and this is why I feel like the AMVCAs is just really down. The jury members, one of the jurors rather, had his film nominated.
Oh, had his film nominated?
Yeah.
Oh.
And guess what? His film won Best Director. So there's nothing, bro, that the AMVCAs will tell me. Just by that only. Because the fact that a jury member's film is nominated, that's conflict of interest. And the fact that he even won, it means that you guys don't even regard us. It means that you're just saying like, don't worry, F it, man. This guys, we don't really care. This is what we want to do. And that cannot happen. Which is why I keep, asking for more film awards to
In your opinion, do you think that aside him being a part of the jury and all of that,
it's a him. I didn't say him. I didn't say anything.
Do you think that there were other movies that deserved that best director win?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What movie?
Absolutely. I think House of God better direction. And besides, even the film that won, I think it was the Wale Soyinka film. Can't remember the name again. Yeah, that's the one that won best director, right? And for me, we also need to make it clear. I mean, the AMVCA need to make it clear for us. What kind of films are allowed to come to the AMVCAs? I believe there are films that have been publicly shown, either cinemas or festivals. And I don't even categorize festivals as public viewing. Reason is, festivals happen for like a week or so, some days. And not everyone has the chance to see films at the festivals because people have stuff they're doing. But if it's gone to the cinema or if it's gone to streaming, then it could count for me as public viewing. Right? So they need to make it clear to us. The films that you were nominating or, giving winners or whatever, are they public viewing films? Don't just bring a film that nobody has seen. Right? Because how would I say, I can't really say anything because I haven't seen the film. And that's not good for me, the audience who's coming. For a Viewers' Choice Award, what it means is African Magic Viewers' Choice Awards.
So
the viewers there mean I should have seen it.
Access to the movie.
Either cinema or streaming.
But I want to go back to the Asaba conversation.
Right.
I don't want us to lose focus on that conversation. Do you think that they are being sidelined, not just Asaba, also YouTube, when it comes to award shows and just generally, really? And why do you think that is? And do you think that it makes any sense?
I haven't answered. Everyone's looking at me talking.
Speak on this.
I think they are being sidelined, but I don't know why they are. I think also because of the kind of quality of work, but also there are good films from there, even from YouTube. I really don't know why, but I think that it's, as you said, the main character syndrome that we have in Lagos. I feel I don't join them. but
do you think there's something that they can do on their part? Because if you think about the movies that we have here that do well, these people are putting a lot of money into the marketing, into pushing this movie out there, social media, billboards, flyers, ads everywhere. Don't you think that is... Or could it also be that what is important to them is not necessarily what is important to us?
That was FD.
So I think because of the number of films they churn out yearly, so they don't play by the games that we play in Lagos, right?
True.
They are probably the most hardworking set of filmmakers that I've seen in the entire Nollywood. Even in terms of the guilds, the AGNs, the DGNs, the AMPs, and all those other guilds, they are more in the guilds. They have protection of the guilds more than the guys in Lagos. The guys in Lagos are rebels. They don't want to join any guild. That's why the thing with Tai, when we get to that conversation. But they are the Nollywood, really, the Enugu guys. The only thing is that the quality of their films cannot just match up to what we do in Lagos. That's the only difference. The guy talked about, the Okechukwu Oku guy, he's not a Lagos boy. He's an Enugu, I think Enugu, yeah. But he wanted to make something, right? He made Blackout, and he was like, okay, let me make something. And I'll tell you what happened. He took the film to Film House, and they said no. He took it to them to distribute. They said no.
They said no.
Oh, they said no.
He said that.
He said no. And Film House is one of my major problems in Nollywood. They took it to Film House, they said no. He had to go to Moses, and Moses said yes. I've seen this shape. You see, now would take any kind of film. Now would give you the chance. But Film House is particular about the kind of films they're taking.
They have like a quality control.
And if they take your film, they probably, even if your film doesn't have the stars and everything, they'll give you very, not interesting viewing times. Maybe your film shows once in a day or twice in a day. That's what they do. So yeah, they are doing good stuff in Enugu, just not the quality volume like we were doing in Lagos. Which is why if Netflix is going to take a film, they'll come to Film House, Blue Pictures, they'll go to Moabudu. These are guys who sort of act like middleman between Nollywood and them. So they don't have anybody in Enugu that is looking at that area. But it's also disappointing for people to think that YouTube is a platform for shallow films. I think anybody thinking like that is shallow themselves.
You can't blame them because there are a lot of shitty films there.
No. Well, I mean, because of the access.
True.
Now, what YouTube has done is YouTube is giving filmmakers an access where it's helped them to show their films to people.
Yeah.
There's no blockage. There's no distributor. You're seeing your funds. You're seeing the audiences. You're seeing where they're from.
And the money you're making.
YouTube, I say to people, is the future of distribution in Africa, at least for now. Till we settle down on cinemas and streamers, so we come back to the drawing board. But YouTube, so I've seen great stuff on YouTube. I've seen good stuff by young filmmakers on YouTube. So if I was to do an award today, I would have a YouTube category for all the films, for all the for actors, for film.
So you would have a separate category for just YouTube.
Oh yeah, certainly. We have better films on YouTube than we have at the cinemas. Oh yeah, totally.
That one, yeah.
Are there any movies that come to mind now when you think about, this movie is on YouTube, but I think this is a fantastic movie that more people should see? Does anyone come to mind?
Instead of movies, I'll talk about the people
who
make the films. Biodun Stevens.
Okay, Beyonce Stevens, yes.
She tells better stories than most of the guys that go to the cinema.
But I agree that she does fantastic work, but she has not been on YouTube as long as some of those other people, has she?
Yes. So the thing is, no, she hasn't. She came into YouTube because, of course, she realized that
this
it's
is
a space for this. But I've seen some of the stuff that the cinemas will probably not take because they don't have the faces. And we need to stop selling films with faces.
But it's the audience. You're not going to watch this.
But don't forget, but there's something you should remember.
Yeah.
Even on YouTube, Beyonce Stevens does fantastic work, but doesn't still have the views. There's no middleman now. Her views are not bad, but doesn't have the views compared to the known faces. You know, I don't want to mention the known, but you know the known faces that have the views. So again, people would say this if they're using that as a test, as a litmus test, to say, okay, go on YouTube. If your movie does well, then I can take it. We people will argue that, you know, YouTube is also showing that the audience just wants to see faces that they know.
Yeah, they know.
I can also tell you that a lot of people buy views on YouTube.
Of course.
Yes, that one's
that's a conversation.
A lot of popular faces on popular names in Nollywood buy views on YouTube. I'm friends with a number of filmmakers, and at least I'm friends with one of the biggest filmmakers on YouTube in Nigeria, and we have conversations. People don't understand how YouTube works. They just come on the platform because they know that you can make money on the platform, and that's the greatest mistake you make to come to YouTube. YouTube is a community-based platform. You build communities that in turn turns to views, followers, and the likes.
So it takes a bit of time.
It takes a bit of time. It's not you just go in there. But a lot of Nollywood guys don't understand. You want to compete with guys who've been there for long. You know, the Uche Ibunabo, you know, the Road Categories. These are guys who
they have a hold there.
You know, you can't just compete with them in a year or two. You understand? And Uche and Ruth did not exactly start with popular faces. She made them popular, or the films made them popular. She just, you know, she spoke to a niche. She spoke to a niche audience, the young faces, and she made them popular. I mean, it's recently you see her having the Maurice Sams, you know. It's recently you see her having some popular faces, one or two in the films. When she started, why they loved her was because of these young faces, this young, handsome, beautiful guys she put in the film. So you can.
So it's possible.
Just find the community, find what works for that community, and build it over time.
All right. I mean, we definitely have to talk about the elephant in the room, right? We know what the elephant is. We have to talk about this, the Taye situation. We saw the videos. We saw the comments from both parties. We saw what AGN, Directors Guild, producers also said, and I know that both of you did have stuff to say, you know, on your platforms. From your analysis and from what you've seen transpire from beginning to end, what stands out for you the most? What is something that you think this is something that people are not paying attention to, and more people should pay attention to? And do you think this is something that again will be swept under the rug? Because again, it's not just a Nollywood thing. We know what Nigeria is. After something happens, something else is going to happen, and people move on. Do you think this is something people should easily move on from? But before that, what stands out from you the most from beginning to end of this entire situation with Peggy and Taye?
Do you want to go, Heaven?
Yes. I mean, Heaven's here. What do you say?
So I think what this has done is, I think that made actors know their rights. I'm talking about even young actors, because I don't want to say up and coming actors, but young actors that are just starting up. Because what that did to me, what it did to me and triggered was that I'm happy that for once we have. Because I was even telling Taye when I was coming that he is the Jesus Christ for us, because he has come, he was beaten and beaten. For us, and that will make young actors know their rights, because it's not producer like this. We have very toxic producers in Nollywood
and very badly behaved actors. Yeah,
I'm standing for my actors, Dami.
You gotta drop that there.
Yes,
balance it truly.
But what this has done, or what this would do, is that to make actors know that, because there are a lot of actors that are talking side talks about this matter. A lot of actors have been humiliated by producers about this particular let me go on time. And because we have actors that will stay up to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and we have producers that I think is a norm. It's not a norm. Now actors can come and say, I want to leave. My contract has expired. Can I go? Can I leave? And if they don't want, they can throw live video now and say, please, this producer doesn't want me to leave. I want to leave. And people can come and say, let them leave. So I think that this has made actors to be more confident about knowing their rights as an actor. And what they should do, their due diligence
yeah.
as an actor.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
So I think a lot of people have underestimated the guilds.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know. So I say to people that the guilds are not there for fashion. The
That's Actors Guild, Actors Guild.
The guilds are very strong bodies. They've suspended actors in the past. They banned actors, and your career just go from 100 to 0. You just in a snap of the finger. But the case is, I mean, that is one thing I want people to know. The guilds are strong.
So so you're saying that actors should be part of
actors
these guilds.
should be part of the guilds. Exactly where I'm going to. You know, which is why when we were talking earlier, we talked about Lagos. A lot of Lagos actors are not in the guilds. They don't see a need to join the guilds, but they don't understand how powerful, helpful the guilds are. I'll give you an instance. The AMP, that's the Producers Guild. Now, if you have money, you can't just come into the industry and make films. You have to join the AMPs. Now, this is how it works. The AMPs, once you're done your film gets to the Censors Board. That's the National Film and Video Censors Board. Before the Censors Board will censor it, they'll take your name back to the AMP and ask if you're a member of the guild. If you're not a member of the guild, your film will not go to cinemas. They will not censor the film. Now, that is the checks that the AMP has done to ensure that every producer gets registered with the guilds, with the AMP. Now, for the Actors Guild, people see, and I see it a lot, and this is it. If Taye was a member of the guild, this story would have gone a different way.
How will it have gone?
Now,
but if he's not a member of the guild, how then can they suspend him?
They didn't suspend him. Well, the story, the letter is, they said that their members, producers
should not work with him.
Directors should not work with him. They cannot suspend him because he's not a member of the guild.
They ban him.
Yeah, it was not even a ban. It was a suspension, but it was more for their guys and not for Taye. So people don't exactly get that part. They can't suspend him. That's why if you notice, I keep asking people, how many of the notable actors have come out to talk about this publicly on their platforms? How many of them?
That was even paining me the most.
They're probably going to their WhatsApp. They're telling Taye, don't worry, we're with you. We stand with you. I put up stuff. I see them in the comment section. How many of them have come to meet him publicly, say I stand with Taye, except some few, like James Omokwe. So what they're doing now
is not an actor.
There's no actor yet. What they're doing now is they're taking advantage of the clout to push their films. And it's ridiculous. And I see Taye reposting it, and I'm like, bro, this is not the way. Because
So I definitely understand where you're coming from, but don't you think that you've said how powerful the guild is?
Yeah.
So we do know that there's a sense of fear here.
Yeah.
And so their way to somewhat support him is to say, yes, they've said we shouldn't work with you, but Taye was in a production that I did, and so this is the time I want to put it out there. So this is my way of saying, Taye, I support you. You're fantastic. Because some of the captions, even though they are not saying anything, they are saying Taye is a fantastic guy. We love you, but they're not exactly, saying anything about the situation on ground. Don't you think that's a form of support, knowing how powerful the guild is?
So in the grand scheme, I don't think it's support enough, right? I don't think it is. I feel like you want to support someone, do it with your full chest, like they say, right? You want to support him, do it with your full chest, right? There's nothing wrong.
No, this is their bread we're talking about.
Exactly. So this is where I'm going to. How powerful the guilds are. Because if the guilds are not powerful, because a lot of people don't understand how powerful the guilds are. That's why they're like, F the guilds. They're calling out the presidents. They're sending them trust messages. So you don't understand how powerful these guys are. If you understand that, but you should even know by now, the fact that actors are not responding, the fact that his friends, his friends like Dami, who is also a part of the guild, and probably I think the PRO also, the fact that they have not come out publicly on their platforms
to say anything about
say that, bro, I stand with you or whatever, that speaks a lot of volume. And people don't understand. Fans are just coming. And I was privy to a conversation with a side conversation, not direct conversation, with the AGN president and the DGN president. And they're not even, from what I understand, this matter is the least of their worries.
Wow.
There's an election about to happen in the AGN, They're trying to do stuff. So this matter.
I mean, from the spelling of his name,
it's the list of their worries.
Actually,
I see the letter that the lawyer sent to them, suing them for $1 billion naira. Now, the easiest way to solve this problem, which is why the post I put out was not to support anybody. The post was to say we need a balanced, fair balanced judgment.
Same.
If you're suspending Taye, suspend Peggy.
And don't make her come and do
if you're saying Taye should apologize, Peggy should apologize.
Well, Peggy is a part of the guild.
Oh,
Yeah.
she is
That is what is covering
of
her.
producer guild and
She's a part of AMP and part of DGN.
and
I'm sorry, AGN.
AGN.
Which is why I said,
Wow.
I mean, this is our cover, right? So the AGN naturally will stand by their own. Naturally will cover their own, and the AMP will cover their own. Now that is what we are not seeing, because everyone is just saying, and the thing is, these guys are not ruled by social media. It doesn't affect them. You know, everybody's putting up stuff for him, and that conversation needs to be had. They need to solve the problem as a family. Come together. How can we move forward? That's the only way this thing will end. You understand? It's not all this back and forth I keep seeing. You know, I see Taye did 3 videos. One for the only video Taye needed, in my opinion, was explaining his own part of the
This
story.
was the first video he did.
But the one talking to the AGN, I mean the AGN of messed up by
Mispronouncing his name,
yeah, that is, you know, that needs to be, because that's not right. You know, as a body, 3 bodies coming together, you can't mispronounce someone's name.
It was
You know,
just
even if
right.
AGN does that, AMP shouldn't do that, or DGN. You know, but that is where they. But in terms of the conversation, because the AGN is saying, or the DGN is saying, this is not a social media conversation. You want evidences? I'm not going to put it up on social media. We're going to put up the evidences. Let's have probably a court of arbitration or whatever they call it, where they just sit down, close doors. These are the evidences that we have, because they have the evidences.
Of what?
They have the evidence. The conversation, I'm not even allowed to say that yet, but the conversation I have, the stories that they have don't correlate with what Taye is saying. And we should also look at, I'm not supporting anybody again, I need to make that clear, because Nigerians are very emotional people. When you get on there, be like, yeah, this one, I'm not supporting. I'm just saying that the conversation shouldn't have come this far. You understand? Actors are also badly behaved. Producers are badly behaved. Now, we don't know the real conversation. Is Taye against the world? Because Peggy's people were the most people on the set. It was only Taye, not his manager, not anybody. By line, the guys will stand by Peggy. But there's another account of the story,
Yeah.
right? That the AGN and the DGN and the guilds have.
And that information is not public.
That is not Peggy's, that is not Taye's. Yes.
That is different from what.
That is different from, that is not Peggy's account, it's not Taye's account. You understand? But that person, his story correlates to one of them, which is what informed their judgment.
So why did they not have that arbitration in their room before
So they
coming
So they called Taye. They actually invited Taye. Taye did not go. He said he was in the hospital and he was he was getting
because he was in the hospital now.
So I think he joined via he went to the DGN. They called him for a fact finding whatever.
Yeah.
So he joined virtually, and I suppose he gave his account of what happened there. So it wasn't like they didn't hear Taye's side.
Okay.
You understand? What they just did was they took the account from a third party, you know, and they made their judgment from that account.
Based on that.
You understand? So this conversation about, you know, suing them and everything, it's not needed, because if the AGN put stringent, actions or whatever to actors, the actors are the ones that would take the brunt of it, because the producers are the employers, the actors are the employees. Without the producers, you don't get a job, right? So if you are, and so this kind, it's like Nigeria. You don't solve Nigeria's problem by being right or being fair. You have to be smart, and you have to be wise. So it's not the case of, you know, what is right, what is wrong. That's what we are pushing for. I want justice for Taye, because he's a fantastic actor. I told him that before. But for this case, we need to be careful, because the people you're touching they're not small people, right? They're not, the social media might disregard them, but you're an actor in Nollywood. Yeah. And Nollywood these are the people, these are like gatekeepers. You know, we need to treat the situation with some level of wisdom. If not,
we'll just be there. So as we wrap up the conversation, and I have so many more questions, but we have to wrap this up. Do you see the Oscar happening for us anytime soon?
No, I don't.
I mean, I do. Dami.
You don't?
I do.
Oh my God. I think we got admission how many years ago? We got admission, I think 4 or 5 years ago. We still don't have a representation. Nothing's gonna happen. They keep changing the bodies, the Oscar body, what they call them, SOAC or so. They keep changing them, you know, from they keep changing. This is simple. And I've said it, the way to sort this out, we know what the criteria are, you know, for the Oscars. Let's intentionally work towards a film. Let's come as a collective and make a film for the Oscars. But the egos in Nollywood would not allow that to happen, because one person wants to take the lead. They don't understand collaboration in this country. I'll say this, and I always say it everywhere. John Boyega came to Nigeria during AFRIV last 2 years. We had the chance to meet with him to talk some industry people. And he said something. He said, you guys, the ego in Nollywood is too much. You guys are just too proud. And he said categorically, word for word, they don't care about you in Hollywood. They don't care about you in Hollywood. So what we need to do is, even this distribution thing, this whole thing with Netflix and Prime, we need to just come back, be humble. Let's sit down together. How can we move forward? All this one trying to beat the other person. And
but getting all these people in the same room.
It is possible. It is possible.
It is possible. But but at the end of the day, right, let's be honest, we all want Nollywood and Nigeria to move forward. But there's a Nigerian thing where every man just also wants his own bread. I want for myself. So I think that is a major issue.
But the people I'm talking about have built legacies for themselves, right?
So they need to be thinking about the next generation.
Nobody's gonna. When you come together, nobody's gonna be like, oh, you're trying to. No, it's not. Mo has done great for herself. Funke has done great for herself. You know, Kunle Afolayan, the distributors, Bolani Austin Peters, they've done great for themselves. What they need to do is come together, because the future is not them, and they keep getting it wrong. The future is the future is this young guys. There's a guy called, I saw his film, The Boy Who Gave.
Yeah,
okay. Allison. That boy's 23, directed, did whatever. That's the future of Nollywood.
Where did that movie show?
Afrif.
So
that's the future. That's the future of Nollywood. There's the guys who did Afrif. There's a guy who did The Legend of the Vagabond Queen of Lagos.
Yes, I watched
there
that
is Phoenix Fury. Ifeoma, you know, these are the future. These guys are the future of Nollywood. And now, if we're not creating a space for them to thrive, because you won't take their films because they're not popular people, right?
And no known faces.
They're not known faces. So what's the future for Nollywood? These guys were. I'm not saying we're tired of these big guys, but let there be a balance. That's why I charged film-wise. I said, December release, put a new guys film there. Let it sit side by side with Funke, with Tony, with Odunlade. Put them there, and see what will happen. Don't leave them for. Iniedo is a no name. I'm not talking about. I mean, humbly, I really don't care for these guys. You know, I'm particular about these young ones because I'm a young filmmaker. I studied film. I wanted to make films.
So, do you think that putting a young and unknown, person's movie side by side, the Funke, the Twins, do you think that
is a start?
Yes,
that is a start.
You don't see that.
That is a start.
That will give them voices. That will make them know that
that is a start because I mean I would gladly use my platform and use everything I have to push someone that is not a known face but has a great stuff. Afrif last year, the best film Phoenix Fury up to today, it's not come out publicly. Ifeoma is probably trying everything she can to get the film out there, but it's finding it difficult to do that. The Freedom Way went to cinemas because it won best film at the AMVCAs, but it did badly at the cinemas.
Yes, I don't think it made money.
But the cinemas have the chance to project these films more.
And the publicity.
Do it side by side because Funke already has the name. She has the popularity. She has the following. The same thing with Mo. The same thing with Tony and the likes. Even if they don't do all this, their major marketing, they will still rough some 100 million, 200 million in the cinemas if they don't do it. But these are the other guys that need these numbers. We need to help them because they are the tomorrow. I keep saying it because, okay, we need to help them. If we don't help them, Nollywood is just going to fall flat.
Because once they stop making.
Yeah.
Because we only started making good films when Netflix came. We upgraded our cameras when Netflix came. Now they've left.
They'll come back. They're not
going to come back.
Okay, as you wrap this up, Heavens, I know you are a casting director. So I want you to give your word to actors, your word to directors, your word to producers, and your word to the audience. So I'm going to start with you and then go to Dami. Your word to actors, your word to producers, your word to directors, and your word to the audience.
My word to actors, don't give up. Don't give up because the guys you are seeing now, the veterans, if they had given up, they will not be here. My word to directors, believe in yourself, believe in your story. I'm sure that you have decks, you have ideas, you have stories. It will come to life. My word to go again, producers. That investor will come because I'm also a producer and I'm looking for money to make my first cinema film. That investor will come. And my word to the audience, please don't give up on Nollywood, please. Support Nollywood. We are here to stay. I will be better. Thank you.
All right, Dami. So, what do you say?
I would say that I wanted to make films. I come from a film family. I wanted to make films. I tried to make a film, and I realized I couldn't work in the space at the time, which is why I became vocal about the challenges in the space. What I'm doing is I'm preparing the space for myself. So I'm John the Baptist of myself. So that when I eventually get there and I have the money to make what I want to make, you know, all these challenges I'm having would not be there. You know, what I'll tell to filmmakers is go to YouTube and use the platform. Go to YouTube. Don't wait for the monies to come, because before the monies even get to you, you must have done something. Right? So go to YouTube, collaborate. You guys go to academies, Urban Life Academies, this one academy, collaborate. There's a camera guy there, there's an actor there, there's a producer, there's a director. You guys come together and make something great. Before you know, push it. Someone is watching.
Really,
it takes some time, but someone is watching. So don't wait for these big guys to call you. The actors too. Do monologues, do stuff. Put on your socials, mimic people, just, you know, act different things. Producers are watching, actors are watching, and directors are watching. And when push comes to shove, when it's time, you'll be at the top of mind. It's happened to you, you know. It's happened to a number of people too. People don't know until you start showing yourself up on social media. So they need to do that more. You know, that's what I'll say.
Awesome.
All right. I mean, I could go on and on. I feel like Nollywood is a conversation that can last days.
I'm telling you.
Because there are so many issues. We can just talk YouTube and that's in 4 hours. But big thanks to Heavens and big thanks, you know, to Dami for coming through and having such an important conversation. I always wrap up with Jay Steak. Dami and Heavens have said a lot. And it just goes to show that everybody's hands needs to be on deck to get Nollywood to the next level. We have the numbers, we have the equipment, we have the talent. So what is stopping us from achieving everything we're supposed to achieve? So I think everybody needs to have a rethink as we get into 2026 and say, what can we do better to get Nollywood the kind of acclaim, not just for quantity, but for quality. All right, we have Jay OnAir Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays on 88.5 UFM on radio, and of course on YouTube on Jay OnAir TV. So catch this conversation on Jay OnAir TV. Make sure you comment, like, share, you know, and you know, if you want to drag Dami for all the things he said,
drag Dami
in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on another episode. Enjoy the rest of your day.